This is what she's hiding. It's my first novel, so be gentle.
Okay.
This is a passage from the beginning, and as Lisa mentioned, this is all kicked off by a surprise visit to Henry's office by his ex-wife, Leslie. Leslie, I said, how distressing to see you. I stayed seated safely behind my desk, watching as she closed the door and, uninvited, settled into the chair in the corner of my office. She stared down at her purse and started latching and unlatching it, a nervous habit she developed right after we got married. The clicking of the latch always bothered me. Ordinarily, I would ask her to stop, but this time I had no intention of opening the conversation. She finally put her purse to the side and the office was quiet except for the ticking of my desk clock. Henry, I don't know how else to say this, so I'll just say it. I need money, a lot of money, and if I don't get it... She hesitated, looked down, pushed a few stray strands of hair behind her right ear before looking up. You'll help me, won't you? I thought back on the phone calls from my divorce lawyer, telling me that Leslie had rejected our latest offer, that she wouldn't be satisfied until she took me for everything I owned. In the end, she'd gotten what she deserved, which was not much, but more than I cared to shell out, given that our marriage didn't even make it past year 2. You've got a lot of balls coming to me for help, I replied. The answer's no. So, unless there's anything else, I stood up, walked around my desk, and put my hand on the door handle. Please hear me out, she said. After we separated, I interrupted. You mean after you walked out? Yes, okay. After I walked out, Stop, I said. I'm sure this is a terrific story, but find someone else to tell it to. Great seeing you, Leslie. Let's not do it again soon, okay? I opened the door. Henry, they threatened me. If I don't lay my hands on $250,000 before next week, they said they'd kill me. I stuck my head outside my office door and checked if anyone was near enough to hear what she'd said. I couldn't afford to feed this to the gossip machine and have it printed, bound, and distributed to the firm's partners. Bad for my career. Okay, Leslie, that's plenty. I cocked my thumb toward the hall. Leave. Wait, you got to listen to me, she pleaded. Then she let me have it. They said they'd kill you too. I looked down both sides of the hallway. Mercifully, there was nobody close enough to hear what Leslie had just said. I closed the door and glared at her. $250,000 in a week or we're both dead. Have I got this right? By saying it out loud, I expected Leslie to realize how ludicrous this little fable of hers sounded. Then she'd admit trying to scam me out of whatever money I had left after the divorce settlement. We'd share a laugh and she'd leave my office, tell me I'd never see her again, just like the last time when she'd walked out saying she'd never see me again. Instead, she blew her nose with a tissue, then looked up at me, her magnificent eyes streaked with mascara, her eyebrows pleading, her face lovely enough to make it all work. Henry, you've got to believe me, she said through tears. I've lied to you before, but this is true. Her supplicating gaze followed me like a spotlight as I walked back to my desk and sat down. As much as I've enjoyed this, I think your visit is over, I said, gesturing toward the door. Henry, wait, she said. I can prove it. I looked at my watch. I've got a meeting in 10 minutes and I need to hit the men's room first. I knew I would regret what I was about to say, but I said it anyway. So, you've got 5 minutes to prove it. This better be good. I leaned back in my chair and waited for the bullshit to start. She hesitated. I made a show of checking my watch. 4 minutes, 30 seconds, I said. Forget it, she said. You'll believe me when you're staring down the barrel of a gun, wondering if you'll hear the shot that kills you. I laughed. Why, that's almost poetic. At least your grifter's patter is improving. She stood up and walked out. This time she slammed the door.